Hey folks, Karyn Bryant here for MMA Heat, talking with Rafael Dos Anjos, of course, the former lightweight champion who is now a welterweight contender. He will be taking on Michael Chiesa in North Carolina next week. We're talking right now on the Thursday before the fight. So Rafael, you got about a week and a couple days before you throw down. How you feeling?
Feeling great. Fight camp was good. No issues, and weight's good. Ready to go.
Okay, well, so before we started talking here, we were talking about you drinking your coffee here, and I said I know a lot of guys lean on that for weight cutting. So yeah, where are you right now? Because we do know that you're not a small guy.
Yeah, so like a week, a little bit more, pretty much like a week out of the weightings, and I'm around 15, 16 over.
Nice.
And that's just I don't like to go too low. I don't want to push too hard on the diet. I know for me it's kind of easy for me to cut, not that easy but easier than before, to cut that extra 15 pounds on 5 week, and that's how I feel comfortable with.
Nice, very nice. Well, what do you make of the matchup with Michael Chiesa? Obviously, this is a guy, a very, very good fighter. He came to us from the Ultimate Fighter, and a great submission game, but he's good at a lot of stuff. So what do you make of the matchup?
Yeah, Michael, his stuff is coming from two good victories, Diego Sanchez and Carlos Condit. And it will be a good fight for me to start my year, start 2020, and hopefully get that win. And I'm pretty confident that I will get it. But yeah, training a lot of ground game. I know he's got a lot of skills on the ground. I had my friend Benio Dariush to help me. He fought Michael, and he knows a little bit about his game. So we train a lot together for this fight, and so ready to go, ready to show up. Like everything that I trained for, put all in display on Saturday night.
Well, I love me some Benil Dariush. So all you have to, anytime you can train with Benny, anytime you do anything with Benny, I think it's a good thing. But yeah, I mean, body type wise, you would think that you will have some advantages here, right? You're going to sort of be the bigger fighter. Obviously, Michael is lanky, but I do think that when it comes to the ground, I mean, you have some sort of body type advantages. I feel like you could use against him. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I do. I think I've been training jiu-jitsu pretty much my whole life. That's my background, and I've been learning. I've been getting better on stand-up throughout those years. But I think I just like fight's a fight. But I think Michael, he got good submission games. I just can't, like Kevin Lee did too. He takes it back really well. That's something that I work on. In case I get down, in case he takes me down and don't give my back. And that's something that I've been working since Kevin Lee fight. And I was able to, even when I land on the bottom against Kevin Lee, I was able to protect myself and don't let him take my back. And that's that's something that I'm working on. If the fight gets to the canvas, gets to the ground, I will make sure I keep calm. I don't go crazy, and work my jiu-jitsu, which I have a lot of experience.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, he's certainly very lanky, and I know sometimes lankiness can help with submissions, but I'm feeling like your top pressure could definitely be greater than Michael's.
Yeah. I fight well against tall guys, and especially going to the ground, I'm pretty confident. I know he got like weird positions, weird submissions, but I feel like I got everything covered.
So it must feel good to you to not fight a pure wrestler for a little while. Certainly we know that you're only ever going to get good fights, right? You're only ever going to get the top of the heap, the best guys out there. And a lot of people I know, when they look at you and they're like, Rafael had a hard time with Kamaru. He had a hard time with Colby. He's a guy that can't fight wrestlers. All you have to do is, take him down and wrestle him. What do you make of that, and, what you learned from fighting those two guys?
Yeah, those are, bigger guys, and, with Colby going to the fifth, I scored their fight 2-2. Many people scored their fight a draw going to the fifth. And I threw that fly knee on the fifth. It was a close fight, was a close fight. With Kamaru was a little bit harder fight. But I've been working on my wrestling, and I need to just to I've been improving my ground and my technique on the fence against the fence.
Nice.
I feel like when I have like a bigger guy push me against the fence, I kind of tend to be stuck in that versus trying to circle, trying to get out right away. I know it's not easy. When I fought Usman, the cage was pretty small.
Right.
I couldn't, like he was like when the fight started, when the round started, he like give 2 steps forward, 3 steps forward. He was like close to me already.
Right.
I was close to the fence. So, but that's something that I've been working on. Trying to not to take a time off when I'm against the wall, and throwing my shots in circle, not going back too much. That's something, little details, hard to do, but that because that was some habit that I have, always going back, but I've been working on it.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, Rafael, because I can tell you that sitting next to Kenny Florian sometimes during your fights when your back was on the fence and he's like freaking out. He's like, get off the fence! Get off the fence! You know what I mean? And so that's something that I've heard yelled a lot. Rafael, get off the fence. So that's nice to hear that that's something that you're aware of as well. You still work with Jason Perillo for striking and everything though, yeah?
Yeah, everything the same. But just like watching Kamaru and Colby,
Yeah.
One thing that makes me feel good is like in 25 minutes, almost 25 minutes, I have not even one takedown attempt for both of the sides.
Right.
And with me, they come try to grab me right away. That makes me, that makes me feel they felt the danger and stand up. So, and yeah, but like everything else is the same. Working with Jason Perillo, Felipe De La Monica, Nick Curse, my conditioning coach. And everything, going now. I moved to a new house, and I'm here on my garage now. On my gym, I put a little gym here for me,
Oh, nice.
my place, and so things getting, I'm getting easier for me now.
Nice. So did you and the boys and the wife, you guys had your first Christmas there then?
Yeah. So and like first Christmas here, we moved down here on September. And so all the stress, but I was planning to fight one more time end of the year, but I couldn't. Too much stress with the move. I didn't know I had so many stuff, and it's really stressful.
Yeah, it is. Well, Pada Baines, good luck on everything in your new house. That's really great. But I actually wouldn't mind backing up for a second. Were you surprised by the outcome of the fight between Kamaru and Colby, or is that what you expected? Because you did mention the fact that neither of them shot, which we kind of thought either it's going to be a wrestling war or they'll never go there. But were you what did you think of that fight?
Yeah, I thought I was giving like a slight advantage to Kamaru. I thought he would win.
Yeah.
But Colby make it a harder fight. He hit Kamaru with some good shots. But one thing that surprised me was no takedown attempts at all. That surprised me. But same thing, like when two good jiu-jitsu guys, they fight each other, usually it's a stand-up battle, right? And something happened there, but I was surprised you don't see not even one takedown attempt.
Yeah.
I would like to see how that would play out.
Right, that's what I mean too. Yeah, I really wanted to see who was going to have the advantage there after all that talking about it. I really wanted to see that. But where do you think you stand here, or what do you stand to gain with a win over Michael? Because Michael certainly has a lot to gain by beating you in terms of ranking, in terms of name, in terms of acknowledgement. He knows it's the biggest fight. For you, obviously, it means something different. You've had a little bit of a rough patch. I know you want to turn things around, but what does it signify?
Yeah, so 2020 is the year that I'm looking to be more active, right? And I think for the past 2 years, 18 and 19, I fought twice each year. And I just want to be more active like I was in 2017. Was a good year. I got 3 wins and, was active. And, it's a victory is always good to put you on the right path and get a fight in January, start the year with a good victory over Michael. And I'm not too attached to the rankings anymore. I've been in UFC for 11 years already. And back on the days, everybody fight each other, like there was no rankings, and everybody fight everybody. So, and we sat down, and me and my manager, and he got in a call with Sean, and we went through all the top 10 fighters on the UFC, and they all like booked up.
Yeah.
And we went Tyron will probably fight Leon.
Yeah.
And Leon has beat me.
Yeah.
And Colby would fight Usman. And Masvidal was ahead of me on rankings and was about to fight Diaz. So Lawler, I already fought Lawler. He was about to fight Ponzinibbio. And Ponzinibbio got hurt. Yeah. And so we start going through every guy and say, man, there's nobody to fight. And okay, let's fight Michael. And I thought, Dana gave him that, that bat. After the Leon fight, say, hey, man, whoever you want to fight, let me know. I'll make it happen. And I gave him a couple of names, and none of those names happened. But, Michael was one of those names.
Well, it's perfect. I love it. And do you think there is any kind of difference to how the fight could play out with you guys fighting at 70 instead of 55?
Yeah, I think for both of us will be, better, healthy-wise. Yeah. We're going to be healthier, and the fight is going to be more dynamic. I'm sure of that. We're going to be able to push harder, and it'll be a great fight. It'll be a good matchup.
Yeah, well, I'm very excited about it. Obviously, that's next week in North Carolina. I'll be there. I'm working that show. Obviously, Rafael, before I let you go, I can't not ask you about Conor and Cowboy. Obviously, they're fighting in a couple of days. You have a lot of experience with Cowboy. You've beaten him twice. You, of course, famously were supposed to have Red Panty Night with Conor, and, as fate would have it, that didn't work out. But how do you feel that fight is going to play out?
Yeah, being at 170, I would give a slight advantage to Cowboy. Really? Because of his size, his stall, but at the same time, his stall, he play too short. He don't use his reach as much as the other tall guys. That could be a advantage for Conor. But I give Cowboy a slight advantage, and yeah, but it will be a good fight. So I'll be watching that, and maybe yeah, like you said, we got close twice. Right. I broke my foot in one, and the other one, Conor decided to break the buzz and didn't have the fight in Brazil. But I think if Conor wins, maybe that fight could happen in the future.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that, certainly, obviously, there is a great payday attached to fighting him. But there's also just a lot of other things that go along with it. I mean, he is a challenging fighter. He's also a southpaw. He's fast. He's this, he's that. There's a lot there. So I am curious, what it would mean for you to be able to test yourself against Conor if that opportunity arose.
Yeah, the only thing it's it's not about to test myself against him, because I think I beat better guys than him on my career, but just for the fact that the thing almost happened twice, we got so close, and I got 42 professional fights on my career. I never got hurt. I never pulled out of the fight, and that was the only fight that I had to pull out and do a broken foot. But God make things that we can understand now, but we can understand on the future. But there's some guys that I have on my radar for 2020. I'm looking to be more active, and of course Conor is one of those guys, and I think Colby, it's another guy, and I think I own Anthony Pettis a rematch too, and he mentioned my name after one of his victory, and so those guys, they are on my radar for 2020. I want to be active, and I want to be fighting fights that make sense to me.
Nice. Very nice. Well, Anthony's in action this weekend too. All the timing is coming up great for those guys being in action. You're just the following week. So I love it. I think it's fantastic. And I know you are a man of faith, so I know that you're fine in terms of, I think a lot of time fans get, not that you're not upset, but more upset by things and more upset that this fight isn't happening, and you always seem to be very grounded and you seem to take things in stride. So I think that's very good.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm upset, just because of the history, that never happened to me. But I know, good, better things will happen.
Nice, very nice. Well, Rafael, I do want to play no wrong answers with you if we can, but thank you for taking the time to talk with me today. And again, it is co-main event. Curtis Blades and Junior Dos Santos are the main event. Then you and Michael Chiesa are going to be throwing down. So I will see you in North Carolina. But thanks for talking with us today, Rafael.
My pleasure. See you there.